Mohammed bin Salman, the sheikhs of infinite money and limitless luxury. When we talk about real power in the 21st century, it's no longer enough to look at presidents or prime ministers. Today, the true control of the world is exercised from places where money, energy, and influence converge in silence. And one of those places is Saudi Arabia. At the center of this stage is a name that leaves no one indifferent: Mohammed bin Salman Al Saud. Born in 1985, Mohammed bin Salman grew up surrounded by privilege, but also fierce competition. Saudi Arabia is not an ordinary monarchy. It is a dynasty made up of thousands of princes, all descendants of the kingdom's founder, Abdulaziz Al Saud. Standing out in that environment is no easy task. However, MBS achieved something rare. He went from being a relatively unknown prince to becoming the most powerful man in the country in less than a decade. His rise was meteoric. With the support of his father, King Salman, Mohammed bin Salman began consolidating key positions: Minister of Defense, President of the Council for Economic and Development Affairs, and ultimately, the absolute controller of the Public Investment Fund, PIF, the financial heart of the kingdom. From that moment, Saudi Arabia ceased to be just an oil-producing country and became a global player investing billions across continents. The PIF manages official assets exceeding 360 billion euros, but financial experts agree that this figure is only the visible part. Much of Saudi assets are hidden in private companies, indirect investments, real estate, and strategic agreements not reflected in public records. In other words, Mohammed bin Salman's true economic power is impossible to calculate. With this backing, MBS began executing his grand plan, repositioning Saudi Arabia in the world, not just as an oil producer, but as an economic, sports, technological, and cultural powerhouse. This is where football enters the scene. The acquisition of Newcastle United was much more than a sports investment. It was a statement. A historic English club, long overshadowed, suddenly found itself backed by one of the largest sovereign funds in the world. Overnight, Newcastle went from struggling to survive to being considered a potential European giant. Saudi Arabia's name began appearing in global sports media every week. But football is only a small part of the story. The true scale of Mohammed bin Salman is understood when we look at his lifestyle. A life defined by extreme luxury, exclusivity, and an almost obsessive desire to own the best, the most expensive, and the most difficult to obtain possessions. One of his most famous properties is in France, just a few kilometers from Versailles. There, he acquired the Chateau Louis XIV, a mansion inspired by the grand palaces of the French monarchy. This property is not just a luxurious house, it is considered one of the most expensive private residences ever built. The chateau features automated systems controlling lighting, temperature, and security from an iPad. Its gardens span over 50 hectares, complete with private vineyards, indoor and outdoor pools, a private cinema, an underground nightclub, and rooms decorated with Italian marble and 24-karat gold. Inside the chateau are works of art that would make many museums jealous: paintings, sculptures, and historical pieces valued at millions of euros. For Mohammed bin Salman, art is not just decoration, it is a declaration of power. This obsession with art became evident in 2017 when the world was shocked by the sale of the Salvator Mundi, attributed to Leonardo da Vinci. The painting sold for nearly $400 million, becoming the most expensive work of art ever auctioned. For years, the buyer remained anonymous, until investigative reporting revealed it was Mohammed bin Salman. The painting was secretly transported, first on one of his private planes, and then to his personal yacht. This move sparked outrage in the art world, as one of history's most important paintings disappeared from public view and ended up in private hands. That yacht, called Serene, is another example of absolute excess. Valued at hundreds of millions of euros, the Serene has helipads, multiple pools, a spa, cinema, gym, luxury suites, and a permanent crew. It is, quite literally, a floating palace. But what defines Mohammed bin Salman and much of the oil elite is their approach to everyday luxury. Even the simplest objects are elevated to status symbols. One of the most commented examples is his obsession with high-tech bathrooms. While previous generations favored gold-plated toilets, MBS opted for smart toilets with automated wash systems, heated seats, digital screens, massage functions, and advanced technology. Each unit can cost thousands of dollars. In his personal life, his name has also been linked to rumors and controversies. One of the most publicized was his supposed relationship with actress Lindsay Lohan, who was seen traveling frequently between Europe and the Middle East. Although officially described as a friendship, the story made headlines worldwide. But Mohammed bin Salman is not alone in this universe of excess. The Saudi royal family is known for some of the most extravagant luxuries on the planet. Several of his cousins and relatives own gold-covered supercars, from Lamborghini's Aventador to Rolls-Royce Phantoms and custom Mercedes G-Class vehicles. These cars are not only used in the Middle East, but are transported to Europe for display in cities like London, Paris, or Monaco. Transporting these vehicles is an industry in itself. Entire planes are adapted to carry luxury cars from Dubai or Riyadh to Europe, all to showcase them in social media and exclusive events. If cars seem excessive, exotic pets take extravagance to another level. Cheetahs, tigers, lions, giraffes, and even elephants have been seen at private residences. Some princes have built entire private zoos on their estates, sparking international criticism due to endangered species concerns. Sports are also a major passion for this elite. Mohammed bin Salman has invested millions to bring boxing events to Saudi Arabia, paying record-breaking sums for heavyweight bouts. He also promoted WWE events, turning the country into a new hub for global entertainment. During the 2018 World Cup, one image went viral. Mohammed bin Salman seated alongside Vladimir Putin and Gianni Infantino, calmly chatting while Saudi Arabia suffered a crushing defeat on the field. To many, this image symbolized the contrast between political power and sporting reality. Beyond MBS, other sheikhs and princes have built equally astonishing fortunes. Al-Walid bin Talal, for example, is known as one of the most influential investors globally. He holds stakes in tech companies, banks, hotels, and media outlets. His private jet is considered among the most luxurious ever built, with a golden throne, jacuzzi, and private lounges. Another extreme case is Sheikh Hamad bin Hamdan Al Nahyan, famous for his obsession with cars. He owns over 400 vehicles, many unique in the world, from giant jeeps to custom trucks. To house them, he built a pyramid-shaped museum in Abu Dhabi, fully air-conditioned to withstand the desert heat. These billionaires' residences are scattered across the globe: Beverly Hills, Paris, London, Dubai, Abu Dhabi. They are not mere homes. They are private complexes with cinemas, spas, aquariums, private zoos, and garages for dozens of vehicles. For these elites, wealth is not a privilege, but a way of life. Much of their real fortune remains hidden. Most of their money never appears in public records, and their lifestyle shows only a small fraction of what they truly own. They travel in custom-designed planes, yachts capable of crossing oceans, and private convoys with military-grade security. When they want to relax, they simply retreat to one of their dozens of properties around the world. And yet, all of this is only the tip of the iceberg. Because when the cameras are off and the public's gaze is elsewhere, the real level of wealth, power, and extravagance of these men remains hidden behind golden walls and armored doors. And here arises the big question. Is this really the pinnacle of luxury? Or are we just seeing the beginning?